But we begin with that breaking news from downtown Toronto. Officials are responding to a rooftop fire after reports of an explosion. Thick black smoke was seen billowing from the roof of a high-rise building. Police say that items are possibly exploding and debris may be falling on the street below. Albert De La Talla is in Toronto near the scene of that fire. Albert, you heard the explosions. Can you describe what happened?
I did, Sarah. Actually, there's some commotion here right now on the scene, so I'll just move out of the way. But yeah, it was a bit after 6 p.m., probably 6:15, when I first heard an explosion from inside where I live nearby. Then probably 5 minutes later, maybe a bit less than that, by that point, I was out on the balcony and I heard another really big bang. I jumped from it. It kind of shook the area. At least that's how it felt to me. So yeah, really, and at the same time, I could see smoke billowing up from the building behind me. And I'll just turn the camera around now, actually, to show you some of the scene right now. So the building itself was this gray one, from what I could tell. As you can see, there's actually a daycare of sorts at the top level there. Not to say anyone was inside, but that was that is the building there that was affected. And you can see quite a scene here with Toronto Fire Crew and police on scene. But yeah, quite a chaotic scene here in the past hour or so.
Albert, can you give us a lay of the land here? For those who are not familiar with the city, whereabouts is this happening in the downtown core?
Yeah, so this is on Richmond Street in the entertainment district, and it's there's a lot of people live around here. There are a lot of restaurants and people, pedestrians, right? So for that reason, of course, when there's a fire like this or a situation like this, it generates a lot of concern. In fact, this street that I'm on is closed right now to traffic. That's between Peter and Duncan Street in downtown Toronto here. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am here in downtown Toronto.
I'm just thinking, I know Rogers Arena right now, the home opener is happening for the Jays. How far away is Rogers Centre from this? Yeah,
so that would be about a 10-minute walk from here, if even that. So very, very close to here, in fact. So it's a busy night in Toronto, a busy evening with a home opener happening, of course. So to have these major intersections here closed, I mean, certainly will snarl traffic and pedestrians and a lot more in this area.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know traffic in that area is probably not good on any normal day with normal circumstances. What's the latest from officials, from police or fire, as to what's happened?
So what they're saying so far is that there are, it's unknown about injuries. They haven't released anything about that as of now. They say that anyone in this area should use caution if they're walking around here, if they're driving around here, and they are advised to avoid this area if possible. They say that police are on scene, and you can see some of that behind me here. And as I said, they are restricting traffic here, so it would be best to avoid this area if at all possible.
So, Albert, you're there, and you obviously are feeling safe enough to be standing there. And I'm seeing people behind you, and they seem, pretty casual. They're watching the scene. So, what's the feeling? Because when I saw the tape and heard the loud, which sounds certainly like loud explosions, I thought I would want to be getting out of that area. But what's the feeling amongst the people who are on the ground there?
Yeah, I mean, people around here, it's generally fairly calm. People aren't panicking from what I can tell, but it is an unusual situation, certainly. And when it was happening, I looked down from my unit, and I could see people kind of scattering a bit on the street. When they weren't sure what was going on. There are a few gyms in this area, Barry's Gym and a Good Life. I could see people seemingly evacuating those facilities when this happened. So, certainly a lot of uncertainty then. It does seem to have calmed down since, though.
Delatala in Toronto for us. Thank you very much. We're going to check in with you again, I know, later in the hour, but thank you.
For sure.